She doesn't want the moon truffles now. At least Reen is not giving it to her now. We are meeting at 7 p.m. Let's go. Instructor Reen. Have fun. Please send our regards to the old class 7. Although it does make me a little jealous. It is the day that Instructor Reen has been waiting for so long. Please have a good time. You're gonna have all the babes there wrapped around this. Hey. Oh yes, and if the lady of one's heart happens to be there, things can catch fire quickly. Really? There won't be any of that. I'll see you all later. You have your special ops missions tomorrow, so eat well and get lots of rest. Understood. Get out of here already. Get out of here. Get. Oh, Fee, she looks so different. It's 6:50 p.m. Ah. The Bracer Guild's branch office is up those stairs and to the left. Isn't everyone already here? Already there, already. The guild's crest. They put it up again. And I sense a lot of people inside. Aww. Ah.
来たわね、リン。
すまない。俺が最後みたいだな。
何？時間通りだ。
演習もあったんだから仕方ないよ。
まあ、社会人だったら10分前行動は心がけたまえ。
そういうお前こそ5分前に来たばかりだろうが。
でもギルドの再開が間に合ってよかったかも。
そうですね。この時期だとお店もいっぱいそうですし。
しかし全員揃ってこうして集まれたとは。そうだね。お互い大変な状況なのに。ええ。 いろいろな意味で今夜は話すことが多そうだけど。やれやれ。
まったく、あんま無理するんじゃないわよ。
Aw,
1年半ぶりの再会
it's
でしょ。
okay already.
お互い
Sharon.
熱烈に抱きしめ合ってもよろしいのでは。女性同士はもちろん男性同士でも。
しませんかかろう。
もうあの時のまんまだ。
そうですね。びっくりするぐらい。
それぞれの時と場所は変わった。だがそれだけなのだろ
まあ専用回線なんかも用意してもらったしね。
それを言ったら身も蓋もない気がするが。
Aww. It's a reunion. Warms me heart. You just saw Gaius like not long ago though. Okay.
フィーン、背が伸びたわね。アリサは綺麗になった。エマはまた胸が育った？
言わないでくださ
しかし髪型が老けたな。
君の方こそ。
い。リーンもだけど、ガイウスは大きくなりすぎだよ。
さすがに打ち止めだろう。
そなたは変わらぬな。
一リジュ伸びたもん。約束果たせたわね。
ああ。アリさん、みんなもありがとう。
何言ってるんだか。
別に君のために集まったわけじゃないぞ。
マキアス、ツンデレっぽい。
でも確かにリーンさんの卒業祝いでもありますね。
ああ、一人学院に残って7組の魂を守り続けてくれた。
何気に次の7組の育成なんかもしちゃってるし。
その意味でやはりお前は俺たちの重心なのだろう。
ありがとうリー。
みんな臭すぎよ。
まったくもう、この子たちと来たら。
まあ今日くらいは仕方ないんじゃない？僕の部屋に宴の用意をさせていただきました。アルコールもありますので、成人された方はどうぞ。
シャーロンさんの料理か。
それは嬉しいな。
実はさっきからいい匂いで気になってた。それじゃあ僕もビール。あなたはやめておきなさい。
Wait. Yeah, I was just thinking that it's medium. You can't drink. Just drink orange juice. Neil proceeded to savor the delicious meal Sharon had prepared for them. Between bites and compliments to the chef, they shared what they have been doing since they last met up. The adults had their fill of beer, some more than others, while the younger members enjoyed soft drinks. Together they flipped through the album Toa had given Rin and reminisced about the past. Afterwards, the serious stuff begins. 9:30 p.m. I believe I shall excuse myself now. Please enjoy the rest of your time here together, everyone. Thanks for all the food, Sharon. It was delicious. Let's go drinking together again sometime. See ya later, alligator. Is your mom going to be arriving here in Heimdall soon, Elisa? She's taking a red-eye flight here with grandfather. Both of them were invited to the party being held at the palace. It's likely Sharon went to go pick them up. However, it's just as likely she simply wished to give us privacy. After all, she's at least a little bit related to the things we were planning to talk about tonight. I agree. She's getting way too caught up in the past. Oh yeah, have we checked this place for bugs, mics and all that surveillance-y stuff? Top to bottom. There were many such devices found in Heimdall over the course of the day, most of them hidden in government buildings, the Imperial Chronicles office too. With that in mind, we should get down to business. Indeed. Let us begin. A year ago, when all of us, save Rin, were allowed to graduate early, we promised each other that after 1 year had passed, we would have a reunion. It felt like so long ago, but time has really flown since then. Identify the path Erebonia is headed down and determine how Class 7 will act. That's what you said we'd do. The night after we survived the trial of the Reverie Corridor. When I first heard you say it, it sounded like your usual nonsense. To be fair though, we all had a bad feeling. The things we heard in the Infernal Castle that day we lost Kroll, and everything the Chancellor Osborne and the Governor General said about the direction they are leading Erebonia in. And about the phantasmal blaze plan the Chancellor stole from the Ouroboros. We need to worry about both what's happening on the surface and what's going on behind the scenes. All the stuff we heard about then is finally starting to happen now. The incidents that occurred this spring are proof. Let's begin by discussing the political situation occurring publicly. Politics. Not really in any place to say it, but things have gotten pretty darn bad. I'm also curious about the role Ouroboros and Calvert played behind the scenes in the Northern War. Imperial government's military decisions lately are just as suspicious. 12 of those new model railway cannons have already been completed. 4 of them used to attack Ordis were carried to Crossbell. We carried those enormous things all the way from the canyon. They had a brand new airship with more than enough muscle for the job. 250 Arge class ship called Gargantua. I've heard that name before. Like, they are working on making even more of them. All the audits happening all over the place lately made me realize Mira, people, information, they're all being channeled into a few key projects. The 8 Metropolis plan. All the tax money in the entire empire has been consolidated in Heimdall and converted into a never-before-seen amount of military funds. Seems pretty clear what's going on. All these things point to the same goal. World domination. The invasion of the Republic of Calvert. There's no mistaking it. Yeah. Calvert's spies being here only serve to reinforce that hypothesis. So that means their goal is not to sabotage but gathering information. If they actually went and did anything, the war would be on right then and there. They are probably trying to figure out the D-Day, when the invasion's planning to start. Touring around the empire, I'd heard rumors here and there suggesting there'd be a war. I wouldn't be surprised if my mother knew about this already. Between the railway cannons and new airships and mass production of tanks and panzer soldats, there's no way she could have greenlit all those projects without knowing what they were for. On top of that, there's a huge factory being constructed in Crossbell. Given all that, the question becomes, why? War between these two massive countries could ravage most of the continent. It's true that Erebonia and Calvert has been at it like cats and dogs for hundreds of years, but are they really just going to throw down? A war that size would bring international trade to the screeching halt, so none of the other countries are going to be too pleased. In order to start a war, they'd need authorization from the Emperor. There's no way he'd allow it without justification. There wasn't an issue for the invasions of Crossbell in Northumbria. The justification was fabricated and statements from other countries were shut down. The one who set all of this up is none other than Gileath Osborne. As his son, I think I have a unique understanding of just how dangerous this man is. No need to worry so much about that. I feel the same way about my older brother, Rufus Alberia, the head of the Ironbloods. I suspect he's no more confident. I wouldn't be surprised to discover it was he who laid the plans for the invasions and the early stages of the war. I'd say the odds are pretty good. Recently he's been acting pretty secretive with me. He's been keeping stuff from Claire and Lecter. The most important thing being information about the Black Workshop. Another group lurking in the shadows of the Civil War. Both my brothers and the Black Rabbit were lent to the Noble Alliance. If the invasion is the surface stuff, these guys are definitely one of the behind-the-scenes topic. That said, the two of them are more tightly woven together than ever now. I think it's safe to say that the Black Workshop is related to the gnomes who once fought for the Hexton clan. They cut ties with Ouroboros and sided with Chancellor Osborne. They also hired the boss and that masked guy. Called himself Azure Siegfried, right? I can't believe it, but both the masked man and the Jaeger King flew off in what appeared to be divine knights. Between them and the maiden, I get the feeling something especially ominous is building. It reminds me of the circumstances that led to the War of the Lions and arrival of the Infernal Castle, something buried deep in Erebonia's history and connected to the Divine Knights. I discovered this while searching for my sister. The spirit veins in Erebonia have begun to pulse faster and faster. Just like in the Civil War? No, like the War of the Lions 250 years ago. Following the annexation of Crossbell and Northumbria, it only started to speed up. It's this quickening of the spirit vein that's causing the cryptids, magic knights, and the scarlet pleroma grass to appear. A link between the surface and what's happening beneath. From the sound of it, the only ones who know about the full truth are Vita, Chancellor Osborne, Ouroboros, and the Black Workshop. Man, I wish my memory hadn't been erased. It's so frustrating not be able to remember anything from back then. I'm sure homunculi and combat shells are super connected to all that's behind the scenes stuff. And I'm a homunculus, so I'm technically not human, but besides that part of me that lets me link with Lemmy, my DNA is pretty much the same as any of yours. I don't think that my growth was stunted though. Don't know how long my lifespan is supposed to last either. I'm glad we got Milium and Altina from there, but I can't forgive them for playing with someone's life like that. I've been starting to think that recently too. Like, I'm fine if it ever happens to me, but I'm worried about Tilly. It seems you have grown after all. I got some information from the branch campus earlier. Why don't you tell us the details, Rin? You mean about the cemetery? We got the same report in the intelligence division. What happened? Oh, Angelica! Everyone leads back to the Black Workshop. Considering how the boss came back to life, maybe the same thing happened with Crow. Both of them are working for the Black Workshop. No, the gnomes. You're saying they brought both of them back to life? I mean, we revived too. Do you know any of the spell? Oh, no! Accidentally fast forwarded. Okay, wait, where is it? Emma, do you know any spell capable of performing such a feat? Forbidden spell known as False Soul. It was only attempted by wizards in the Dark Ages. It's never once successfully resurrected anyone. It said that most of the subjects become fiends known as Nosferatu. If I recall correctly, that was the name of the creature we encountered in Lohengrin Castle. The Jaeger King and the Masked Man are certainly nothing like that abomination. I guess that's a chance the gnomes were somehow able to perfect the spell. I doubt it. True resurrection is something only the goddess is capable of. Trying to think about this starts making my head spin. Either way, something very strange is going on right now, and in the midst of it, Angelica and George have both gone missing. I'm having the guild's informants look into their disappearance. Tell Towa to stay strong. Many mysteries yet remain, but that should be sufficient for today. I'm starting to piece things together little by little. Are we? Are we? We shall continue to look into matters until all this is made clear. Now we need to decide as a class on what actions we should take.
2つ確かに言えることがある。表においては戦争への流れを何とか食い止め、同時に裏での
gosh dang it. I want to click this.
今さら尋ねるようなことかな。
ミリアムちゃん？
僕の記憶は5年前からで、それ以前の記憶はないけど、さっきも言ったように、だんだんいろいろと考えるようになったんだ。僕ってなんだろうとか、悲しいってどういう気持ちとかね。2年前、みんなと知り合ってから。僕は僕のことが知りたい。みんなの仲間であり続けるためにも。おじさんやクレアやレクターのことは好きだけど、僕を作った黒の工房の都合でそれがわからないままなんて嫌なんだ。だからおじさんたちと対立しても僕は7組であることを優先するよ。黒の工房製の OZ73 よりも、アイアンブリードの白ウサギよりも、情報局のエージェントよりも。リーンにユーシス、アリサに委員長、ピーにラウラ、エリオットにマキアス、ガイウスにサラ。あの時初めて泣いた僕のことを抱きしめてくれたみんなの仲間であることを。
ミリアム。
そうか。
あんたって子はさすがにちょっと不意打ちすぎますよ。でもそんな風に考えてくれてたんだ。
背は伸びてないくせに本当に成長しすぎだろう。
ああ、俺たちの中でも一番かもしれないな。
ならば無用の懸念はここまでとしておくか。
そうだね。確かに今更だろうし。あんたたち揺るぎなさすぎでしょ。
大方針が決まって憂いもなくなったみたいだけど。差し当たってみんな、明日はどう動くつもりなの？
俺は新7組と共に引き続き特務活動をする予定です。ここに至って共和国の部隊は確実に抑えておくべきでしょう。
All 100 of
私
them.
もそう思う。
Well, 97, excluding the ones we caught
海
today.
戦の口実に使われかねないか。
ケルディックの焼き討ちを理由に北方戦役が起きた時みたいに。
僕は市内で巡業しながら改めて情報収集をするつもりだよ。
俺も付き合わせてもらおう。
私はおじい様の付き合いをしつつ、いくつか情報を当たってみるつもりよ。
私とセリーヌは改めて帝都周辺の霊脈の様子を探ってみるつもりです。
となるとみんな情報収集しながら何かあったら集まって協力する感じ？
ああ、互いに連絡し即時動けるようにしておこ
う。了解だ。みんなよろしく頼む。
ほんと頼もしくなったわね。今日はもう遅いし、そろそろお開きにしましょう。明日の早朝、お互いどう動くか アークス数で連絡するのはどう？
ええ、いいですね。
今夜はしっかりと休んだ
We'll
方
set
が
up a
良さそうです
Zoom
ね。
call.
そういえば、サラとフィって今日はここに泊まるの？うん。2階にベッドがあるし。
僕は久々に実家だな。エリオットもそうなのか？
うん。姉さんに連絡したらガイウスに泊まってもらえって。
申し訳ないな。だがお言葉に甘えよう。しかしガイウスについては例の話を聞きそびれたままだな。
あ、そうだった。
この半年ほど連絡が取れなかった事情か。
なんでも外国に行ってらしたそうですけど。
ああ、だが長くなるのでまたの機会としておこう。
At this rate, we'll never find out.
この面々で何度も集まるのだろうからな。
そうだな。
だったら僕だけ先に聞くわけにもいかないか。
そういえば、ちょっと気になったんだけど、リーンの話に何度か出てきた金髪の女の子って。
ああ、それは僕も気になってた。
10歳くらいだっけ？ひょっとして魔女の後輩とか？
その当たらずとも遠からずと言いますか、ちょっと行方不明になってて、私たちも探しているんですけど。
まったくビータといい、ろくに連絡もせずにフラフラと。まあ近いうちに嫌でもあんたたちに紹介することになると思うわ。
余計に気になるんだ
が。わかった。その時まで楽しみにしておくさ。
Oh, fancy looking car. Boy boy. Vita? No.
気になるかい？
I was not invited to the gathering.
いや、懐かしい匂いがしただけだ。己がどんな存在で、置かれた状況がどのようなものであるかは理解している。
そうか。いっそ罵ってくれたらなんて思うのは虫が良すぎかな。
その問い自体意味のない繰り事だな。アルベリヒの指示を伝えろ。銅のゲオルグ、明日の一幕において俺という駒をどう動かすのか。
わかった。いや、青のジークフリード。
Same time in the center of Heimdall. Oh, more of them. Of course. Looks like there's no getting Leno back. Nothing we can do for him now. At least we don't need to worry about him leaking any info. We're all set for the Heimdall Bank. We just need to hit the VIP area, right? They're planning a huge sweep of the tunnels tomorrow, right? They're going to declare martial law. They've got their 4th division here on standby, ready to go. But thanks to our Ramdas, we should be able to wait out the storm. We'll just need to keep a close eye on things and watch for our chance to escape. Oh, a big area with one grass. One of Heimdall's underground crypts from the Dark Ages, I think. This looks like a spot for a boss battle. Be careful, guys. Great grass down here. What? This grass. Oh, and Whoopee. Hostile spirits, activate your Ramdas. There should be no... Oh, it's surrounded. Oh no! It's surrounded. Ah, Spoopy.
ダメじゃ。今からでは間に合わぬか。あの宝刀娘さえいれば手分けできるものを。正に蛇ども。体がいくつあっても足らぬ。いっそまた眷属を生み出すか。ディアンヌの言っていた日は近い。それまでにせめて200年前の蹴りだけはつけておかなくてはな。死に損ないの真相。赤のローゼリアの名にかけて。
The vampire, right? Look at those fangs.
名誉なことだな。報酬が出ているぞ。
Extregas.
ご苦労だった。
Rosin set up an updated copy of the Black Records.